Hey guys, Elizabeth Quinn here again with Elizabeth Scenes and Scents. Welcome back to my channel. Please don't forget to check out my website, which is waftingwonderfulwax.scentsy.us, where I am Liz Quinn, your lead Scentsy consultant. So today I have for you my weekly What I Have Been Warming video, and I am very, very pleased to share all the wax on this table with you because I've gotten through quite a bit. So let's just dive right in with a non-wax item that my family is loving. And that's going to be the laundry bundle. I just brought up the actual washer whiffs in jammy time. So this is early to do it, but my question of the week is, if you have used laundry, what other scent besides jammy time do you absolutely love? And it's one that would really stay on the clothes or on the sheets the longest, because my husband and my daughters have raved about this and they want me to get more and they want me to try something else. So please help me out with which other scents in our laundry line are really, really good. And that also leads me to the fact that I know next Monday there's going to be a pet bundle, a body bundle, and a laundry bundle. And the laundry bundle is going to be in cranberry and tinsel. So get on the website early because this last Monday, those Scentspiration buttercream bars went like wildfire. They were gone very quickly. And I had at least one very disappointed customer who didn't get on fast enough to get them, at least in the set. Now, when it comes to bars, you can always go start a club and you can just do a single club order and then you can discontinue your club. If, for instance, on Monday you missed out on the Scentspirations, you can still get them through the club system because you can always get your bar there. And it's just a little bit different way of ordering than on the regular website, but it doesn't have to be a continuous reoccurring order if you do not want it to be. Just remember to cancel it. So anyway, all that to say, let's get started on what I've been warming. And the first thing was these amazing washer whiffs, not really warming, but, and I did the Laundry Love bundle. So you also had the dryer discs and the actual laundry liquid itself. This is one of my favorite scents of all time, and being able to smell this on my clothes and on my sheets this week has been absolutely amazing. So then, I have been doing a lot of mixing these last couple weeks, and my favorite thing, and I've already talked about this, but I did it again this week, was to take our current brick, Winter's Eve, which is very nice on its own, but mix it directly, one chunk of the brick to 1 cube of iced pine. I am loving this. It is such a good wintry, amps up the evergreen, kind of a manly smell. It's so good. So Winter's Eve by itself is very nice, but after a while I get more of the bergamot cologne than I like and less of the woodsiness and the evergreen. So when you put in that other cube of iced pine, which is just powerful pine with a little bit of peppermint, you get the most delicious scent. So I've really been enjoying that. Next, I did not direct mix these. I paired them in the house. I got through some icicles and evergreen. I was just kind of feeling like that was a good day for it. In the middle of the week last week, I was working on my farmhouse Christmas tree in the back, which if you are curious about how I decorate my trees, I did a little video on the step-by-steps and I used my smallest tree display. There's one in the basement that's kind of medium sized. That's my smaller tree. And then the very large tree will be going up probably somewhere between this coming Sunday and the Sunday after Thanksgiving. It takes me a very long time to do this, so I need to have time commitment chunk of space to get my big front room tree up. But you can see behind me, I've started working on this room for Christmas and I'm very happy with it. It's a Starry Night Woodland Black, White, and Gold this year. And it's, you know, a little bit of other like browns and soft grays all mixed together. It's so good. Anyway, so icicles and evergreen is what I wanted in the back room. It felt very farmhouse. And it has like, it doesn't say it in the notes, but in the scent pyramid last year, it's got like apple and peach, and then eucalyptus and sugar and pine. And it is a scent I like probably better in November. And it's just so, I don't know, it was just perfect. It was relaxing, it was kind of sweet, and I wanted more apple in the house. So I got out some good old Johnny Appleseed, which I don't melt a ton, but I put this in the kitchen and I think some in the front room, and it paired so well, bringing out that apple note from the icicles and evergreen, that it was just great. And this is just a fresh Mac apple, and it's one of the best plain mixers other than like vanilla bean buttercream I think that we have. You can put this with smoky things, you can put this with gimme candy. That's my favorite mix to go with Johnny Appleseed. Either that one's a direct warmer, cube to cube in a mix. kind of a deal. So those were the first couple things that I was definitely getting through. Then I have some, like, I don't remember when I was doing them bars because I have been tearing up all these rooms and redecorating. It takes me a month. Even though our house is small, I do every room from top to bottom. I start in the basement, then I do the floor to room, then I do the dining room, although I'm still working on that. Then I start on the front room, I get to the bedrooms after Thanksgiving, and then we do outside. So early December probably we'll get the actual home tour filmed, and I'll get that up as kind of the grand finale. But cranberry pumpkin spice, not pumpkin cranberry spice, cranberry pumpkin spice was going a lot this week, just at different times. I love this bar, and my mom always hosts Thanksgiving, so it's still fall over there. She doesn't do anything Christmassy until after Thanksgiving. And this reminds me so much of going to my mom's for Thanksgiving dinner. It's got the cranberry, it has a little bit of nice sweet spice, and it has this mellow pumpkin, and it's just perfect for October and November. All right, another day when I was working on the rooms out here, I tried out a bar that I'm gonna wait again until it's really cold to use, and that was Arctic Kiss. This particular scent I like, but it was just not the right day. It was super strong and super sweet and just didn't jive with what I was feeling in the house. I just had it out for an evening and I popped it right out of the warmers the next morning. So this is Honeydew Melon and Mint and Vanilla Clouds, and it's a beautiful scent, but just not what I wanted in November. Very strong too. All right, so some of the more successful groupings, I've got some here. There was one day where I was finishing up this clam of Cranberry Orange Cider. This is perfect for November. It's this wonderful mellow orange and cranberry. Really smooth and gentle. It's not biting, it's not too tart, it's just really, really nice. Reminds me a lot of jeweled pomegranate, but it's a better performer. I think this is a more quality bar. So then I'm still trying to get through this old clam of blood orange spice. I still don't really like it. And now that I had 2 sets of the buttercream collection that as consultants we could grab early, I have a lot of vanilla bean buttercream. I tried mixing, didn't work. I tried mixing blood orange spice with the vanilla bean buttercream to see if I could get kind of a mellow, spicy grapefruit scent. Nope, just still smelled like blood orange spice, which is sharp and to me almost medicinal with the blood orange and the wrong kind of spices, and I just still didn't like it, so I threw it away. All right, then another day, much happier day. I did a lot of good old Stroopwaffle Delight, which to me is the perfect November bakery scent. This is butter, this is brown sugar, this is a little bit of nuttiness and a tiny, tiny touch of cinnamon. It's so gooey and so warm, and it was fantastic all day long. And then because it is so sweet, I did pair it with some dancing sugar plums in another room. So it was sort of like you had the cookie or crust or almost waffle cone with caramel in some rooms, and then you had a nice tart fruit filling in the other, kind of a deal. So this is plum and apple and spices, and it's sweet tart, and it's just really, really nice and goes all day long. And then I think in the Florida room, on and off, I've been getting through this clam of baked apple pie. I love this bar. It is one of my favorite, just all around staples, and I forget to warm it. And when I do warm it again, I think, my gosh, why didn't I get to this any sooner? It's so nice, you guys. Especially with the dancing sugar plums. This is just warm, perfect spiced apple scent. So it definitely has a bakery quality, but it isn't too sweet. It's just lovely and gentle and homey. And I've been melting this. It went with several different bars as I used up a few cubes here and there all week long. So today I still had that in the back room, and I'm kind of skipping over some things here, so I'm not going in order of the week. But I know that I'm still melting baked apple pie in the back room and in the kitchen. So then I got out the rest of this clam of maple rum cake, which I love this bar. It is in my club. I'm really considering even moving it to my bi-monthly club. Going to be having this as a keeper for my home. This is deep dark rum cake with lots of just really mellow spice, that butter, that rum, a deep dark gooey baked goods scent in just, for me, the best way, and it makes my home smell so good. And at the same time, to brighten it up just a little bit, I put in a couple cubes, different warmers, of maple apple bourbon, and that went really well with the maple rum cake because they're both rich and mellow. But the maple apple bourbon's a little brighter with the juicy red apple and the bourbon note and the maple syrup. Oh, was fantastic. I am loving it. We had our first snowfall today, and I was gonna show it to you, except I didn't get out here fast enough to film. Now it's all melted, but it was just, and I had the fire going. It was just the perfect first snowy day of the year here in Michigan. All right, I don't know when I was doing these, but I had some cubes of Toffee Butter Crunch going in the kitchen. This is the most delicious scent. It's in my club. I went through a lot of gooey bakery. That's just kind of what you do in the fall. It's got lots of toffee, a little bit of walnut, and to me it almost has like a mall pretzel undertone, like the Annie's pretzels with beautiful golden caramely toffee all over it. It's so good and nice and strong. And then maple vanilla glaze, I honestly don't remember where I was melting this, maybe in the dining room. And it goes very well with the Toffee Butter Crunch because it's another super sweet contender. This one doesn't last quite as long, and between the two of them, this one is not as sweet as Toffee Butter Crunch. Oh, but it's so good. So this is lots of vanilla, lots of maple, and almost like a breakfast glaze. Doesn't really have a donut note in it, but it reminds you of like maple pancakes or maple French toast, or even like almost like the scent of a good maple flavored coffee, but there's no coffee in it. So that is delicious. Then another day, early on last week, I broke out my only bar of sweet cream spice, which I had never used before. It's so nice. This is one that I would club if I had it available. This was in one of those retired bar bundles. To me, this is a lot like vanilla bean buttercream, but it's got richness and that hint of spice so that it's got more depth. I loved it. And if we have an opportunity to vote this back for Bring Back My Bar, I would absolutely put this in my club. It was very good. Great this time of the year. It would make an excellent mixer if I had more than just one bar. On the same day, I was comparing it to Caramel Vanilla Delight, which I also love. And this is a little bit lighter than the sweet cream spice because this doesn't have any spice in it. It's got a little bit of like white rum and all that caramel. It's beautiful. This is in my bi-monthly club. And to keep those from getting too sickeningly sweet, I did a whole bar of cozy spice, which complemented all of that caramel beautifully. Oh, this is one of my favorite bars. It's been in my club for forever. It will probably never come out. It was from the Cozy Collection at Christmas time several years ago, and it has nutmeg and almost like a splash of cream and this mellow, beautiful spicy goodness that's not too much. Like if you didn't like spice and this was available and you just, it's not, but if it was and you wanted to try, just dip your toe in the spice world, I would absolutely hands down recommend this bar. It's fantastic. All right, another day, I always drop something. I was trying out with the buttercreams. I just went through one at a time because I remember somebody saying, well, why did you melt all the buttercreams at once? And you were right. Why did I melt all of them at once? First day, it was just to get the reviews done, but trying to figure out how these really do in my home individually, I was working on the gingerbread buttercream. Now, unfortunately, maybe just because I'm such a spice person, I'm still not getting a ton out of this. So I had this in my back room, just this, for many hours, and I got a vague ground ginger scent with the vanilla bean buttercream. So I was disappointed in that, so I threw on top of it, as it was dying, cozy chai, and of course that was a home run. That was amazing, that was fantastic. Cozy chai is like my favorite thing ever, and it made the back room smell fabulous. So it has all of that caramel creamy goodness, and then this chai latte with beautiful spices on top. One of the best bars of all time for me that Scentsy's ever made. And then I don't know what day, but I had another clam of Gingerbread Hugs, and I had polished off the last 2 cubes of this. This is my last bar, the full bar. For some reason, I guess I threw the other clam away, not thinking about getting it in my bin. And the Gingerbread Hugs is fabulous. It's sharp ginger. It's just not like too sharp, well, for me, but oh, it's so good. So I'll probably use up this bar in the front room, you know, after Thanksgiving for a couple weeks because it's good and strong, and really enjoy this. This is my kind of spice scent. So then another day, I wanted lots of pumpkin chai. This is available. This is a home run. This is kind of right between the cozy chai and the gingerbread hugs and all these other things, but with the mellowness of pumpkin added. This is one of those bars that I will absolutely be clubbing at the end of the season. It's just so good and comforting. A little bit sweeter than your cozy chai. And I think on the same day, I was doing vanilla cinnamon maple in maybe the kitchen and maybe downstairs in the the basement because I really like to finish, I like to use this bar down there. Oh, and this is more mellow. This is kind of a low-key, almost like cozy spice, actually. That level of spice with creamy goodness around it, and it's just so relaxing. And it's got that tiny bit of maple. Not an awful lot, not like some of the other maple bars. And there was one day where I was trying to polish off some sips of cider, which I think the more that I melt it, I certainly don't dislike this bar, but I think my husband likes it more than I do. So I've got 2 more, and I'll be happy to use them. It's really good mixed with Very Merry Cranberry, but I don't think this will be one that I'll be clubbing at the end of the season because I have Mandarin Moon and some others that are a little sweeter, but I do like it. And I keep loving my toasted acorn and oak, and that was out here, and I felt like that was just perfect. I'm not going to show you the room yet. I really want to, but I'm not going to. With what I've done in my front room for Christmas, it is so different than anything I've ever done before, because usually I do greens and golds. Sometimes I do red and green. Sometimes I've done ivory and gold. I mean, just every combination of safe colors. I tried something very, very different this year, and I'm very, very pleased with it. Anyway, I feel like this bar really goes with what I'm trying to do this year, and it was a good like theme setting bar. So what does toasted acorn and oak smell like after I said all that? It's warm and nutty. It's a lot like caramel chestnut, but without the sweetness, and it's a little earthier. So it was just so, so good. Other than that, I was doing a lot of brick type stuff. So I know that I was using up some of my brick of sugar cookie, just throwing it in with certain things. I know for sure that I mixed it directly with some dancing sugar plums to sweeten that up in the kitchen toward the end of its melt. This is just my favorite all-purpose, very nice vanilla scent. It has kind of a bakery cookie aspect, but I never find sugar cookie to get off or weird. Like sometimes vanilla bean buttercream will do for me, because vanilla bean buttercream can be very Play-Doh if it doesn't have enough oils in it. This one's always fine. So then what was I doing in the bedrooms and in the basement? In the basement, I was doing a good amount of cedar cider, which I just love. And with my whole cabin woodland theme, which is pretty much done down there, it's kind of the perfect bar. Some of you have left the most encouraging notes on Instagram about the tree I did in my basement, which my concept for it was like all these vines and tangled holly growing out of the tree with huge pine cones and stuff. And when I was done, I'm like, did I go crazy and go overboard, or is this brilliant? I really wasn't sure. So some of you really love it. So cedar cider has this beautiful like apple and cedar and woodsiness that I felt just went beautifully with what I was trying to achieve downstairs. Then one day I was doing, or a couple days, farmhouse fir, and I was I was doing farmhouse fir upstairs the same day that I was doing cranberry pumpkin spice. They really went together well, which might be kind of seem like an odd combination, but where did that one go? If you have both of these retired bars, do these in different parts of your house together. It was great. Anyway, so farmhouse fir is this sweet, gentle tree scent. It's not in any way like a pine, or not like ice pine, not like very snowy spruce, not even like icicles and evergreen. It is gentle, it's mellow, it's got, I think, grapefruit, and a little bit of fir needle, and it's just sweet and lovely. Enjoyed that very much. Then we were doing some Cranberry Garland down there because it's November, and I'll be using Cranberry Garland for the next couple weeks. Well, next week. It's only a week and a half until Thanksgiving. Can you believe it? Anyway, so this is my favorite cranberry scent for November. It's got beautiful earthiness with the pine cones and the sage and the cranberries, and it's great anytime, anywhere in the house. Then I'm using up some Fireside Chats. This is a bar I don't hate, but I don't absolutely love it. It's very smoky at first, and then eventually it mellows out to the oranges and the nutmeg that are farther down on the scent pyramid. And it's pretty good, but it definitely has that little bit of like barbecue smokiness at the beginning that even for me is a little much. So I've been trying to get through some of that in my basement and my back room. And of course, I've been working on my sweet orange pomander bars and bricks, and I still absolutely love this smell. I feel like it makes my home just smell so good. One slice of this in my basement scents the whole space and rolls up the stairs into my kitchen. It is the most perfect blend of spices, dried orange peel, and rich hominess. I love it. So now there was one more thing that I was doing in my basement, and since you can't even get it anymore, I looked it up. I didn't even bother to save the clam, but I had 2 cubes left of an ancient Pier 1 wax melt that's something like Frosted Forest or Holiday Forest. It was so, so nice. I wish I had another one of those, but I don't think it's even something they produce anymore. And it was a different kind of an evergreen smell. And I was doing that the same day I was doing some sweet orange and pomander. It was like perfection. Anyway, last thing is what was going on in the bedroom. I have a few things here. So I had one big brick cube from my last brick that I had thrown the clam away after I showed it to you. So I was actually finishing some of this off in my bedroom. That might seem odd, but it's such a beautiful, sweet, roasty, toasty scent. I like it in that space. And I was doing some of the beautiful Eucalyptus Wreath just to be relaxing, because some of the days in this last week have gotten a little crazy. The house would be an explosion as I was working on decorating things and trying to film and do all this stuff. It's one thing to sit here and film. It's totally another animal to take over a whole part of your house, try to be constructing stuff, be halfway sane trying to film it, and keep your family at bay all at the same time. It's interesting. So these are on a schedule where the family knows you don't get in mama's space on a particular morning of the week while she does her what she's been warming videos. But anyway, frosted vanilla. Ooh, I always have trouble showing this clam. This is so nice. And I just used a couple cubes in my bedroom. I'm gonna start using this out here now though, because I've got the front room partly done. Oh, this is the most elegant Christmas smell. So this is another one where I feel like this matches the personality I'm trying to create here in the front room. It's birch, it's vanilla, it's almost smoky, and I think there's a kiss of mint. This is the most sophisticated, fabulous winter bar. And last but not least, not in my room, but in my daughter's room, I know she was doing some cozy cashmere. This is another one from the Cozy collection from many Christmases ago that we just keep. It's the blackberry, it's the musk, it's the cashmere. It's so relaxing and cuddly. And when the weather gets cold, then I remember why my kids fight to keep this. It is so nice in the house. So that is a lot of clamshells and a lot of information. Let me know where you guys are at with your melting. Are you still doing fall? Are you doing Christmas? And like I said at the beginning of the video, please, please let me know which scents and also which products in the laundry line you have found to be the best performing and the most beautiful scents staying on the fabrics. Have a great day, guys. This is Elizabeth Quinn with Elizabeth's Scenes and Scents. God bless. Bye-bye.